The first boss is Gohma. Gohma is an easy fight. I stun her with the nut and then jump attack. Her second phase, if you can call it that, is where she climbs up a wall. This can be tricky because she tends to face away from you. Luckily, I got a good angle. Missed the first shot. Got her with the second. Wombo comboed her all the way until her death. The first boss is nice, quick, and easy. Unfortunately, it's just gonna get harder from here. Next up is King Dodongo. Although he seems intimidating, this is also a very easy fight. You just wait till he flashes white, chuck a bomb at him, and then jump attack when he flashes red. Do that 3 times and you're done. The corners are a great place to be in this fight because they're super safe. He can't hit you with the roll. He can only hit you with his fire blast attack. Luckily, if you bomb him every time, he never does the attack. Get some celebratory shield spam in, and then go in for the killing blow. Just showing off at this point. There you go, second boss down, just as easy as the first. The next one, not so much. Barinade is by far the hardest child phase boss. I go in for the quick boomerang and get one of the 3 tentacles hanging from the ceiling, then the second, and then I wrap back around for the third. In this fight, you always want to be moving. Just barely miss the jellyfish there. You want to stay away because a hitbox spawns directly as soon as phase 3 starts. Next, I start clearing out the rest of the jellyfish. 1 will remain, so I make my distance and then go back for the extra boomerang, hit it again, and then start chasing. It has iframes for the first part of this. As you can see, the boomerang goes right through, but now it's vulnerable. I go in for the jump attack, back off, boomerang again so I don't get zapped, and then another jump attack. This part, you just want to strafe. If you stop moving at all, you will get zapped, and that will be the end of the no-hit. Jump attack, back off, boomerang, jump attack. Now to dodge the barrage. I start closing distance, and then going for the final jump attack. There's a lot more in that boss fight going on than the previous 2, but it's still a child phase boss, so nothing crazy. And with that, the first half of this challenge is done. The child phase is over, and now it's only gonna get more difficult from here. Next up is Phantom Ganon. You have to shoot him 3 times with the bow and arrow. Luckily, I know the trick. I aim in between 2 paintings so I could get line of sight on both, and there are visual and audio cues. The darker one is the fake one, and you could hear the galloping from where the real one is coming. I hit him with the 3rd arrow, and then phase 2 begins. I whip out my big Goron sword and get ready to play some tennis. Massive damage with 2 jump attacks, and that one misses, but it's fine. Frustration jump attack, don't worry about that. When he does that laugh, it means you're gonna start actually playing tennis. It'll get faster and faster. That one misses, but it's fine. I'd rather it go over my head than hit me. And that's it. Phantom Ganon is done. With that, our first adult phase boss is down. Next up is Flaming Hot Cheeto. Fire Temple boss. This one can be tricky, but it's nothing too terrible. First off, I get my hammer out because I go over to the corner to punish it, back off, and then jump attack with the big orange sword. That's the easy part. This is very strategic. This is very important. Now I have to very carefully run in a circle. As you can see, the fire is getting closer. Rolls are important for distance here, but even then, it can get kind of tight. Now that he's done with his flame attack and running around, he goes back into the ground, and I quick swap my Bigorn sword and Megaton hammer because memes. I just barely get him in time, back off, and then go in for the jump attack. Next comes the hardest part. Boulders will start falling from the ceiling where he's flying. A big boulder splits into pieces, and then that splits into multiple pieces. So you want to really keep your distance because there's no telling where they can go. I move out of the corner here because I don't want to get surrounded. Now that he's going into the ground, I know it's time to pull out the hammer. He's all the way at the other end of the arena between me and the boulders, so I dodge his fire attack and we reset to neutral. Here the fire really starts catching up on me, so I start going in a little bit more. Here I'm just basically guessing. I can only see the main, and I barely managed to not get clipped by that fire breath. Hit him, back off, and jump attack. And with that, the Fire Temple boss is done. Next up is Morpha. This fight can be very time consuming if you get unlucky. I back off to outrange the tentacle, and then I start spamming the hook shot. Hit him with the Bigorn sword for some decent damage, and we reset. He jumps up, which is always good. It gives you a chance to hit him like I do there. Jumped up again. That's 3 hits now with the Bigorn sword, and that's 4. And that's 5. That's it. I got really lucky with this run. Morpha can usually swirl around and that takes up a lot more time, but this time it was nice, clean, and easy. He didn't even get to phase 2 where he summons a second tentacle. Next up is the Twinrova. This fight can be tricky, but for the most part it's easy. I managed to hit the ice one towards the end of that beam, and then I go back to reposition in the center. The ice one's right there, so I'm just crouching and camping. Hit the fire one with that beam easily, and now we keep on going. The ice one moves away sometimes, and so does the fire one. so sometimes you just gotta block it and deflect it. This one's looking like it'll line up nicely, and it does. One more hit and we're in phase 2. I got him at a nice angle here, so I pop in the corner and clip the ice one to enter phase 2. They enter phase 2 and they activate their jiggle physics. I head to the center L target and put up my shield. I collect 1 ice blast and I need 3 of one type to blast it back at her. There's the second and there's the third. And then we go in for the Begorn Sword jump attack for massive damage. Hit her 3 more times to secure this phase. Go back to neutral, now we just need 1 more time. I quickly remember to put away the Begorn Sword, otherwise you cannot use your shield. She throws another ice blast at us and we absorb it. Second ice blast, we just need 1 more. She mixes it up with a fire and I dodge just in time. Another fire before I even get back to the center. A third fire, so I keep on dodging and holding my ice. Back to the center, and now we get our third ice blast. We deflect it back at her, and that's the boss fight. We're over halfway done with the bosses now, but those were the easy ones. Next up is Bongo Bongo. But first, we get to enjoy this amazing sound effect. Bongo Bongo can be tricky. His hands are very aggressive, and depending on what moves they do, the fight could change significantly. It's important to keep your distance here and hit your shots. I immediately try to make my distance, target onto 1, back off, and use the hook shot to line and shot up. I almost get hit, but I managed to use the hook shot just in time. Conserving ammo for some reason, but it works out for me here. Punish, reset to neutral, turn off the lens of truth. You cannot shoot the fist, so I just back off just in time. I wait for him to push forward, and then I shoot. Here's our second punish. 1 more and this fight will be over. I go for the right hand this time, and then the left hand starts a slow attack, so I'm in the clear. I line up my shot with the hook shot, and then go in for the jump attack. That's all the bosses that aren't Ganondorf. Next up, the real deal, Ganondorf. I immediately roll to the right to avoid his blast attack, and I do it just in time. I switch to my light arrows, and I use the Master Sword for this because I'm also more comfortable with it, and its swing angle instead of the Begorn Sword. Now we play some tennis. I get him early, line up a shot, and hit him. Now we just go to the center. I switch to my Begorn Sword for that big damage, and then we just wail on him. Now we go back before he does his blast attack. Back in the clear, reset to Master Sword, and here we go again. 5 tennis volleys, and we're back to the fight. Hop on over the platform, put on the Begorn Sword. I mess up that equip, but it's fine. I get him in a 2-frame stun lock here. I wrap up the Ganondorf phase quickly. Next up is the final boss, Ganon. This is the end of the no-hit run. He has some of the biggest hitboxes of the boss fights. He knocks away the Master Sword, and shit gets real. If even one of his massive blades clip me, the run is over. I immediately run back, make some distance, and whip out a light arrow. I use it to stun him, go around, and slap him with the Megaton Hammer. I miss, but then I hit this light arrow and hit him with the Megaton Hammer. He's very tanky, so this could be a long fight. To conserve magic and ammo, I use the hook shot. We just keep on hitting him and whittling down his HP. Realizing I'm far away from the Master Sword, I go back so that when I do get him the second phase, I'm not too far away. Otherwise, the flames could come up and hit me. I don't risk it with the distance, so I go back, hit him again, and now we're going back. I make some distance because I'm too close to the flame wall, and then I hit him with the hook shot. He swings, but luckily I'm behind him. Now we're in phase 2. The Master Sword is ready to be picked up, so I quickly run over and I pick it up. We have just a couple seconds before the flame wall is activated, and it does have a hitbox, so I quickly run in and hit his tail, and now we're in the end phase. He's faster and more aggressive now, so I stun him with the hook shot, make some distance, and repeat. He gets stuck on this wall, so he destroys it, and then I realize it's time to use my light arrows. I try to get the magic, but I'm just barely too late. Another light arrow and another hit in the tail for us. I missed the jump attack, but luckily I hit him with the side swipe. Another light arrow and another tail swipe. I'm getting low on magic, so I make every arrow count. The last light arrow, another tail hit, but it's not enough. I whip out the hook shot and get ready to hit the final blow. That's it. Now all I have to do is time this hit well, and we're done. Zelda comes in with the assist, and now all I have to do is press the B button. So I do, but it misses, so I do it again. With that, the no-hit boss rush run is over. Yes! Oh, I did it. Oh, that feels so satisfying. That wasn't super hard, but some bosses were definitely super tricky. All bosses, no hits.